Hello, it's Kimberly again, back here with week 1, day 2 of our Free Indeed Bible study, free from the addiction of pornography. If you're just seeing this video first, please know that there's a start here video and a week 1, day 1 video. So go to those, watch those first, then come back here. Okay, without further ado, let's go into week 1, day 2. Now that you understand in your head that God created you, loves you, desires for you to be part of his world, it's time to move that knowledge to your heart. In Romans chapter 10, verse 9, Paul tells us, if you declare with your mouth Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. That's in the NIV version. There's always some confusion about what it means to be saved, so let's break down this verse. Upon first inspection, you will recognize that this is an if-then statement, and there are actually a lot of those in their Bible. To anyone who's ever done any computer programming, you should recognize an if-then statement. For example, if I move my mouse to the right, then my player will move to the right. And if I press the shoot button, then my weapon will shoot. Here's another one that you might be familiar with. If I turn the key in the ignition of my vehicle, then my vehicle will start. Hopefully. Our world is full of if-then statements, and really what they're saying is if a certain condition is met, then a certain action will follow. With this understanding in mind, let's reread that verse from Romans chapter 10. If you declare with your mouth, Jesus is Lord, and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, then you will be saved. So we see that we must do two things. One, declare with our mouth, Jesus is Lord. And what does that mean? Jesus is Lord of my life and your life. That means that I'm going to follow Jesus. 2, believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead. If we do these two things, then we'll be saved. Seems even easy enough, but let's go a little deeper. Let's start with step 1. Declaring with your mouth that Jesus is Lord. This seems very easy. You can probably do that right now. Chances are you've done that already. We declare lots of things with our mouths all day long, like, I'm hungry, this moldy cheese stinks, The Rock is the best actor of all time. So why is it such a big deal to declare out loud publicly that Jesus is Lord? Well, what you're saying is that you're making Jesus the Lord of your life. Previous to this, you have been the Lord of your own life, or maybe other forces have been the Lord of your life. We'll look into those later in the study. When you make Jesus the Lord of your life, you're saying, Jesus, I will follow you. Jesus, I will do what you tell me to do. Jesus, I will go where you tell me to go. Jesus, I will behave in the way you tell me to behave. Jesus, I will forgive who you tell me to forgive. Jesus, I will surrender all my life to you. What are some other things that you are saying when you say Jesus is Lord? And in this Bible study, which you can download in the link in the description, are spaces for you to say, Jesus, I will, and you make your own declarations. There are some instances where Jesus was recognized as Lord, but not surrendered to as Lord. Let's look at James 2:19. It says, you believe that God is one, you do well. Even the demons believe and shudder. So obviously demons don't make Jesus the Lord of their life. They have their own agendas. So it's one thing to believe that Jesus is Lord, but it's another thing to obey Jesus as a Lord. And that's what we're talking about, obeying him. Now let's look at Luke 4:41. And the demons also came out of many, crying, you are the Son of God. But he rebuked them and would not allow them to speak, because they knew that he was the Christ. There are many people and entities that recognize Jesus but do not make him Lord of their life. Therefore, although they may seem to confess with their mouth they believe in Jesus, they do not actually meet the first criteria of obeying Jesus. Because in this term, we're using the word believe interchangeably with obey. There are many people who call themselves Christians and believe in Jesus. Unfortunately, if they never move from believing in Jesus to making Jesus the Lord of their life, they will not meet the conditions of this if-then statement. And therefore, according to the Bible, they will not reap the benefits of salvation. Put simply, salvation is through grace of the Lord to those who surrender and make Jesus the Lord of their life. I hope that you understand that. If you haven't understood that before that way, I hope that you do now, that you will take a moment and write some notes down, think about what we've just talked about, and I hope to see you tomorrow. So be blessed, and I will see you tomorrow for week 1, day 3.